Hello, everybody. Welcome in and good evening. You're so certainly right, Benjamin. It is time to get spicy. Welcome in, everybody. We are here back with Roving Island World Tour 2 North America Edition, and it's round 9 of 10. We are winding down the season, and next week we crown some champions. So let's get through what we got going on here today. We are all the way over in Italy, and we are at the beautiful track, the Temple of Speed, Monza, which is a great racetrack. It is a real-world circuit with a tarmac surface that appears in Gran Turismo 5, 6, Gran Turismo Sport in an update, and of course Gran Turismo 7. The real fastest lap is a 1:21.046 by Rubens Barrichello in the Ferrari, and select others as a 119.119 from Kimi Räikkönen in the Ferrari SF. Juicy. Let's keep ripping through some information here real quick because qualifying is about to get underway here. So we appreciate everybody, and we hope everybody's ready for a good race. So again, this is presented by DDR and D-Dot Racing, and I'm your host for the evening, GT45 Gaming. And well, 50-minute endurance race here tonight. So it's going to be started with a 15-minute qualifying run here today, and it is a hard tire requirement today, so the drivers will be also qualifying on that hard tire because that is the required tire. But during the race, all tires can be used. It's just the racing hard that's required. It's ×5 tires, it's ×5 fuel, and it's SO1 dry, cloudy, and pleasant, and it's evening time conditions here. So it's going to be a good start with a false start check. It's going to be BOP on, no tuning series, there's no boost, there's a grid start with a false start check. We just covered that. We have real slipstream, mechanical damage is heavy, and Monza's no joke, so the drivers are really going to have to be on point here this evening. They start with a full tank of fuel, there's no driving aids allowed with the exception of traction control and anti-lock braking system. Our grip on trackage is real. Overtaking system is on default, and the drivers must use a required tire for a full circuit lap. So our penalty systems, our shortcut penalties are weak, our flag rules are turned on, our pit line penalties are turned on, wall car collision penalties are turned off, and correcting the car after going off track is also turned off. We have stewarding officials that handle our racing incidents in behind the scenes, and they take care of any car-to-car contact incidents in behind the scenes based off the rule book placed in play. So welcome in everybody, and it's about time to go qualifying, so let's get kicking, shall we? Let's flip it over. Ooh, our lineup. That's right. So we're going to see a little bit of a trend this week here through the Roving Island World Tour 2 series in Canada. Just over the weekend was Truth and Reconciliation Day, and for those of us who know what that is, it's a very, in my opinion anyways, important day to give education and to pay support to something from our past here in Canada. I don't want to say too much obviously on the stream about it because it's kind of ugly. We'll talk about it, but definitely feel free to reach out to me in the Discord server, and we can be willing to have an open conversation to educate what's going on deeper with that. But however, with that being said, orange is the color of this support, so we're going to see a few of the cars here throughout the series with a special livery break on our livery rules here, and allowing orange base colors on the paint jobs of these race cars for the drivers that wanted to show their support for Truth and Reconciliation Day in Canada. So I just want to say thank you to the drivers that took the time to do that. It wasn't mandatory, it was just an option for them this week, and we'll see these drivers back in their regular race car designs next week. But huge love to the community stepping in, doing what they do, showing that love out there. Always love to see that. So we're going to get into qualifying conditions here right away. We're a couple minutes late, but that's all right. That's all on me. That's my fault. Alright, so now I'm going to ask them to ready up again. I know they've all readied up, but I just want to make sure that we're still readied up before we start qualifying. So it's going to be a 15-minute qualifier, and then it'll be a 50-minute race to follow it up, so it should be interesting. If we remember tonight, we'll get that viewers driver vote up here as well. So with it being an endurance race, it should be a little bit simpler for us to keep that in our brain here. It's time to get spicy. Let's go at Jay. Let's go Jay. Let's go Jay. Let's go TT. Wow. Okay. Welcome in TT. Let's go Jay. Let's go Jay. Good luck you killed. All right. TT's in the house. Where's the rest of our teams at here? My goodness. All right. So we're just getting all those readies, and I just want to double verify. Obviously, we've allowed our race control official to take some very well needed time off here as our test is complete for the season on the race control. We think it works beautifully. We got the information we needed from it, and we're missing 2 readies. See, that's why we check. Alright, so 15-minute qualifying run here. It's going to be on the racing hard tires. That is the required tire, so that's the tire that the drivers are going to have to qualify on. So if you're listening to the stream, drivers, those hard tires better be strapped in. Alright, we're going to kick this thing off. We got 9 out of 10 here. It's 15-minute qualifier. You're not putting these cars on the track by starting qualifying. They'll come out when they want. I mean, 15 minutes is plenty of time for qualifying. You're going to get 7-8 laps out of Monza if you just come out of pit lane and just don't stop running laps till the timer runs out. So there's lots of time to plan how you want to do your qualifying run here this week at Monza. So this is going to be a very tricky race. I mean, the Monza's a tight, narrow racetrack. It's a very fast racetrack. It's got very hard, slow technical corners in it. And it's going to provide for difficult pass attempts by the drivers because, again, there's just not a lot of room at Monza. There's very select places that you opt to pass here, and the rest of it is just kind of ooh, hold on, better to keep it single file type situation. So let's see if our keyboard's working here. There we go. And let's get that racing information up on the screen for everybody here as well. We'll get that off. We'll turn all of that beauty stuff on. There we go. Fantastic deal. All right, so it is. There he is. Kilt leading the way out here from DDR. We got Lucky 7 second on track. Isodablis has come out third. We've got Pedro 4th out on track. We got Chip 5th out on track. We got Cornstick 6th out on track here as well. Apparently Kilty is not in first. It is Lucky 7 actually ahead of the group here, so the game is messing with us. Look at that. Alright, so it's our VPR driver here for Lucky 7 leading the pack out here at Monza, and then it looks like it's Isodablis in behind. And there we go, Kilt finally settles in as he gets across that timing line. Let's go Team Apex. There we go. There's some of the Apex boys up in the house. I knew they would show up here at some point, coming to cheer their boys on. Now, Apex Superman is our championship leader coming in, but boy, oh boy, he doesn't have that comfortable cushion like he had coming into round 8 last week. He had about 26-point gap on the drivers DDR Kilt. He had about a 13-point gap, and he had about a 26-point gap on JSET. Kilt didn't get the greatest results that he wanted there last week, so not putting a lot of pressure on Superman there, but JSET having some good result last week, and I believe only sitting 4 points in behind our current championship points leader, Apex Sim Racing Superman, right now. So I don't have an official set of standings sitting in front of me because we just got that all locked in a few hours ago, so we'll have all of that available to the drivers here within the next 24 hours. We do apologize. It was a tough week last week with some very tough lobby conditions, so things have taken a little bit longer than usual here for a week of racing at GT45 Gaming. Alright, but it is Chip here. He's coming around. He's also decided to show his support. Most of the drivers have here in the AM division. They've all put an orange base color to their cars here this week, so we definitely appreciate that support from our AM class here. It's absolutely top-notch stuff. We love that. So there we go, Canadians and everybody out there watching. We thinking of you here in the sim racing community too. We're paying attention and we're showing our support. We love you. We're thinking of you. We're sending good vibes, and yeah, it's all about awareness. And we'll talk more about this. We'll start putting some information up in the Discord server, maybe a little bit more about the situation that we're talking about here when it comes to the Truth and Reconciliation Day. Here in Canada. I have actually a very large quantity of information sent to me by the organization itself a couple of years ago, and it was in the Discord server for quite some time, and we just removed it for some reason, so we'll have to get that placed back in there. But there's a lot of information about what the day means and what it's about, and why we use orange to show our support here in Canada on this particular week especially. Alright, so Cornstick here in 5th place, we got DDR Kilt in 6th, we got Jay in 7th, we got Superman in 8th, we got Heaton in 9th, and we got TDC in 10th place, so our Team Rad driver here, and it's going to be Lucky 7 here with a penalty, which is super unfortunate for him, because that is going to absolutely roast that first hot lap for him. But hey, that's the way it goes. Diabolus is actually just going to go around him here, and Lucky does a great job of just getting out of the way of Diabolus. So Diabolus is going to be our first driver to technically cross the line here with a hot lap now, and then of course Lucky, unfortunately, there with that penalty. Gonna ruin his first lap there, but lots of laps left, lots of cracks at it here. So it's gonna be Diabolus and Pole, obviously be Lucky in 2nd there. It's gonna be Pedro to come across 3rd here. Let's see where he places himself on his first crack around the racetrack. It's gonna be good enough for 2nd. Chip's gonna jump up in the 2nd ahead of him. Where's Cornstick gonna land? He's gonna go on pole position. We got DDR Kilt coming through here. Let's see where he settles in through all of this now. He's gonna put himself up into pole position. JSEC coming through here with the McLaren. He's currently 7th out in qualifying, and he's just coming through Curve Parabolica here right now to put in his first hot lap. Let's go AM drivers, go get him, Superman and Heath, and there's the Apex guys. Hey, what is up, my guy? How you doing, ATV? Alright, so it's JSET here, and he's coming around the... Oh, he doesn't take the short line around the track there. I'm kind of surprised. It's good enough for 5th place here after that first attempt. Superman coming through here in that 99 GTR is going to be good enough for 4th place there for him. Heathen coming through in that Mercedes. This car should be quite good here. Getting a little bit spicy though here, going through curved parabolica, and he manages to keep it underneath him, so that's a great job there by Heathen. And remember, these drivers are having to be qualifying on those racing hard tires, which that is our mandatory tire in the racing conditions. So Heathen moves up into 8th place, and we've got Team Rad's the Damn Cat here, or TDC Gaming, coming through here, and he's going to be the final driver to record his first hot lap of this qualifying session. And let's see what he's got as he comes across the line in that only Dodge Viper in the whole series. So all 3 divisions is the only man tackling Dodge on the racetrack this season. So we love to see that. We love to see the different cars on track. And let's see what TDC has here this first time around. We suspect this car should be decent here. It's going to be P3 so far. So that was a good run there. 152.321 currently, though, is our pole position time. But boy, oh boy, he's only got a sliver over Cornstick, just a hair under a tenth of a second separating himself and the VPR Ferrari driver here as well in second. TDC in 3rd place there. Oh, and there we go. Diabolus is going to move up and jump into pole position there as he comes across, and that was a good lap there. 152 flat here coming from Iso Diabolus. He's going to move ahead 3/10 ahead of Kilt. Chip improves as well. Cornstick jumps up ahead of Kilt, moves into 2nd place. So that's going to knock the drivers down a little bit here. Superman in 5th. We got Lucky in 6th. Chip comes through with an improvement in 7th place here currently. Jay down to 8th place. We got Pedro in 9th, and we got Heathen sitting in 10th place and 155.143. So just didn't get a good lap there that first time around, or maybe he's just waiting for those tires to heat up and really send it. But it is DDR Kilt taking pole position back from Iso Diabolus, and it's 3/100ths of a second. So there we go. Battle on in qualifying already. And that just means we're going to have a good race if that's the case. So Jay coming through with a 153.670 there. Jay set in 8th place here. So we're going to see the strengths of some of these cars on this racetrack. The cars that have that top end speed are definitely going to be an advantage here at Monza. All they got to do is make sure they keep those nimble cars in behind them through these parts of the racetrack, and these high speed cars are really going to have the advantage here today. So we're going to be looking out for these front engine rear wheel drive cars especially. They should be strong at Monza. We have Cornstick here in the Ferrari. We've got TDC in the Viper here currently sitting in 4th place. He's coming around, and he's actually going to be the next driver to come across start finish line. So let's sit with him here as he comes around the corner, and let's see what happens here in qualifying. We got Aaron coming in with the lake on the stream. We got Bo coming in with the lake as well on the stream. Appreciate y'all. All right, here he comes. Nice, good parabolica there. And as he comes through the start finish line, is it going to be an improvement there? No, it is not going to be an improvement. So let's find our next driver. It's going to be Diabolus coming through here next. And then it'll be Cornstick coming through next. Fantastic. All right, let's do it up. So it is going to be Diabolus coming through here. And she's going to take that pole position back away from Kilt there. Cornstick coming through right now. Let's see what he's got. And I believe he's got Chip right in behind there in the Alfa Romeo. He does. So it's going to be Cornstick. He's going to improve, but he's going to stay in 3rd place. Chip comes through there as well. He was in behind in 7th place. It wasn't an improvement, but he stays in 7th place. We got Kilt coming through here now as well, and he takes pole position back from Diabolus at 151.529, and he gets it by half a second this time around. So Kilt and Diabolus and Cornstick really kind of tossing these laps between each other here right now, and it's getting spicy in qualifying. We got TDC here in 4th place. We got Superman. He's just coming around Parabolica here, just in behind J-Set here, and boy, these two right here right now, Superman and J-Set, locked into a battle for this championship here with only 2 weeks remaining. So very, very big race for both these drivers here today. Superman up at the 2nd place that last time around with a great lap, a 152.494, and he is starting to put that GTR to work. J-Set comes through there and sitting currently in 9th place with a 153.670, and just not able to find the pace around this racetrack with that car. We got Pedro here in 10th place, but it is Kilt sitting in pole position here right now. Where is our next driver? There it is. It's going to be TDC Gaming coming through here next on the start finish line. Hey, yo, Benjo, aka Diabolus, you got this, bro. Appreciate you coming in, my man. Hope you're doing good. Ethan coming in with that follow on the stream as well. Welcome to the winner's circle, my guy. We really do appreciate that extra support. Hope you're having a beautiful day and stay winning, my guy. 151.404, and that's good enough for pole position here from Team Rad's TDC. So he's going to throw his hat in the ring here now with fighting for pole position over this field here. And boy, we have seen a great battle for the top spot in qualifying tonight. Dab was going to come through and improve a little bit more. He's going to move himself up into 4th place there. We got Cornstick coming through here now. The Ferrari driver, he's been battling hard for those positions up in the top of the grid here as well. Let's see what he's got through this time. 152 flat was his last lap around. And let's see what he's got this time here. It's not an ideal lap there for him this time around. I believe it's Chip in behind him there, and Kilt coming through there as well. Kilt's going to move back up into 2nd place. Chip is going to stay in 7th place there for the time being, and Kilt coming in. No, he does not actually improve that last time around. So there we go. Dabblis closes up the gap a little bit, 2.5 tenths. Then it's 2.5 tenths to Superman, who's got a 10th to Cornstick, who's got a full 2nd on the Porsche driver, Lucky 7 here in 6th place. From there, it's about 1/10 to Chip Reese, it's a 10th to Heathen, it's 2/10 to Jay, and it's about a full 2nd to Pedro here. So our top 10 drivers here, well, good points too nearing the end of the season. It's going to be guaranteed top 10 points. Superman with a 151.8, good improvement there, but still going to only lock him into 4th place here for the time being, and not ideal, not probably what he was looking for there, but a good solid lap there from him. We're just trying to find the driver coming around next. It's going to be Heathen here in the Mercedes, so let's see what he's got this time around. And it's definitely an improvement, and it was a 53 flat, I believe. It was a 53 flat there, and not sure why it's red, but that's good enough for 6th place there, so he jumps up a couple of spots on the grid. And we still got 4 minutes in qualifying, so a couple of laps yet here around Monza for these drivers on these hard tires. It's, as you can see, just under, about 1:50 laps. Good pace on the hard tires. What we should expect to see from the pros is probably 48s, to be honest, so not that far off the pace of these Pro Division drivers here. 150.829 this time around from TDC, and boy, he's really putting his stamp on that pole time now. 7/10 of a second ahead of DDR's Kilt here in 2nd place. Isotablis is just coming around right now. He's got Lucky 7 just up in front of him here. Let's jump on to 7 first as he comes across here, see if he can find himself an improvement. It does look like it might be close. Not just off his best time there, and Diabolus much not having the ideal lap there either. So no improvements on those guys. Let's see who we got here. We got Kilt coming through, Cornstick moving up into 4th place there. With that last time around, just leapfrogging over Superman. Kilt is not going to improve. We got Chip coming through. Chip does improve. Chip is sitting in 8th place, however. It's not good enough to move up a spot on the grid currently. Who else we got coming through here? There we go. We got Pedro coming through, and it was a 153.3 there from Pedro, so that was going to put him up into 9th place, jumping him ahead of J-Set here in 10th position. And these drivers are going to be out of fuel before the end of qualifying. Wow-wee. So clearly fuel is going to be a significant factor here in our racing today. Superman coming through with a 151.323. J-Set coming in with a, what was it there, 151.580, moving himself up into 4th place. So maybe he was just playing a little possum with us there. But we got TDC still in pole position. Superman now leapfrogging up into 2nd place. He got Kilt down into 3rd place. We got Jay is at in 4th place. We got Diabolus coming out of pit lane in 5th. We got Cornstick in 6th. We got Heathen in 7th. We got Lucky 7 in 8th. We got Chip Reese in 9th. And we got ATK's Captain Pedro taking the rough way around that chicane there over those speed bumps there, as he made a little bit of a mistake under braking coming into the chicane there. And what is a tough chicane? It's a tough corner. Come on, Heathen, stop getting track limit penalties. I know, right? I know. Alright, so it is Team Rad's TDC, the damn cat, TDC Gaming, ladies and gentlemen, coming through. And he is our current pole sitter here as qualifying starting to wind down, but we still got 2 minutes, lots of time for that to all change. And this is what a great battle on qualifying for that top spot on the grid here. And the drivers are clearly hungry. They all want that #1 spot. Same as the race settings, the same as the race settings, Aaron. Same as the race settings. So, oh yeah. Alright, so it's DDR Kilt here in 3rd position, and now these drivers are on low fuel. And some more in tires. We should maybe see some faster laps even coming here yet. So we got Kilt and Chip coming through here right now. Chip is just sitting off in 9th place there, I believe. Kilt does not find an improvement there. We got TDC still in pole position. We got Superman chasing there. He's got 2/10 over Kilt. He's got half a 10th over J-Set, who is coming through Curve Parabolica right now. So we'll just stick with him. He's got somebody up in front here. I just can't see who it is. We still can't tell who it is. Alright, let's keep our eye on the little screen there, see if there's an improvement from that driver. Nope, that driver goes through, not getting an improvement there. And J-Set does not improve there either, so qualifying. It looks like some of the drivers having to grab some fuel there, maybe, and qualifying. That's pretty crazy. We got Superman here in second position. We got TDC here in pole position right now, provisionally, of course. We got Kilt sitting in provisional third. J-Set in fourth. We got Cornstick in pit lane. He's good. He's just going to sit there and wait for that qualifying to end. Going to hopefully hope that fifth place holds there. We got Iser Diabolus here in sixth place. Heathen here now up into seventh place. He's just pulling it off. He's like, yeah, okay, you know what? It is what it is. Let's get to racing. We got Lucky 7 and Chips here in pit lane, and we got Pedro here in 10th position as well. So there we go. It is Team Rad's TDC. He's coming into pit lane because, well, he probably doesn't have enough fuel to get around one more time. So qualifying over for him there, I'm assuming. You must have missed that. Yeah. We say it on every stream. Qualifying is the same as racing conditions. Oh yes. Oh yes. Alright, so TDC's in pit lane. Superman's coming to pit lane. Kilt is still on a flyer here, so he may be on an improved lap here. Let's see what he's got as he comes around. It's hard to say here. What is it, 51.5 he's sitting on here? Ooh, it is going to be close. A 51.6 there from Kilt, so it wasn't an improvement. It was a good lap, though. We got Jay coming through here. Who's up in front of Jay? Ah, it's Captain Pedro. Alright, let's see what Pedro's got here. He's just coming around the curve. Let's see who finds that improvement. He does, a 153.232, and that's good enough for ninth place there from Pedro as he comes through. So grabbing up one extra spot on the grid there on his final crack at qualifying here at Monza. And, I think Jay ran out of fuel. At 151.332 as he ran out of fuel there. That's going to be good enough for third place. Potentially, he could have had more in the tank there, but he ran out of fuel in the tank. So running out of fuel in qualifying and improving while running out of fuel there. So potentially maybe at least one more grid spot maybe missed out on there with that little bit of a fuel load loss, but still managed to find an improvement, put himself up into third place. So I can't say you see that every day, that's for sure, ladies and gentlemen. Superman, Jay, Kilt is done. I think all our... Oh, Diabolus. He has a penalty, so that's going to be a wash. Heathen is Duno. Looks like we're all finished up here in qualifying. Yes, sir. You'd think I'd know that racing in this series. Baby brain. We'll allow it, Aaron. We'll allow it. Baby brain allowed. Go, Jay. Hey, how you doing, Savannah? Hope you're doing good. Hope everything's good. Sending good vibes. Sending good vibes. Alright, we're just keeping an eye on. We're going to go check on the streams while I have a second here. And everything is looking like it's working right. That's always good. Alright. Everything's looking good. Fantastic. That's what we like to see. Hey, how's it going, Anthony? How we doing, legends? Hope you're having a good time. Go J-Set. Time to get spicy. Let's see who puts what tires on for race start. Should be interesting. Yeah, so now the drivers can start on whatever tire they choose. So the racing hard tire is the mandatory tire here in the race for tonight. It's going to be interesting to see what drivers opt to start on what here at the beginning of the race. Let's go take a look at our qualifying results. So it is going to be Team Rad's the Damn Cat in pole position. It's going to be Apex Sim Racing Superman and our championship points leader in second place. J-Set, who's chasing him, in second place in the championship points, sitting in third place, and Kilt there in third place in the standings, sitting in fourth place on the grid. Cornstick right there as well in fifth place. We got Iser Diabolus in sixth. We got Heathen in seventh, and we got Lucky 7 from VPR in eighth position. We got ATK's Captain Pedro in ninth place, and we got Chip Reese from Victory Pace Racing rounding our field here tonight in 10th position as well. So it is that time where we're going to go on a 50-minute adventure here at Monza. All right, so gonna give them the friendly heads up to do their tires. We'll give them a few seconds to deal with that, and then we'll get this thing going. My laptop sounds like a helicopter right now. It's kind of crazy. Thing needs a little bit of TLC here, I think, pretty soon. What do we got? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. Yep. Yep. Got you, Chip. All right. We'll let the drivers. Of course, we have one still needing a crazy qualifying session. That was an absolute crazy qualifying session. I do not disagree. That was great. I enjoyed that. That was some good driving by all the AM division here. Sorry, I'm just going to reset my capture card before we start the race. Just bear with it. It'll go dark for a second here, chat. Don't worry. I'm just going to turn the lights back on. There we go. Lights are turned back on the racetrack here. We just want to make sure that all that sound is coming through loud and proud here when we get ready to kick this thing off here. I think we're missing one ready here. I think we're missing Mr. Pedro. Oh, there we go. Never mind. Is Pedro there? I didn't see a ready from Pedro, actually. Oh yeah, nope, he was ready. I just missed it. Alright. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, 15-minute endurance for round 9 here. Again, this is Roving Island World Tour 2 North America edition, presented by DDR D-Dot Racing, and I'm your host for the evening, GT45 Gaming. This is a family-friendly broadcast, so please feel free to let the kiddies at home watch along as well. I promise we'll be nice. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, our 10 drivers on the grid here tonight for round 9, and we are literally just waiting for race control to send them away. Kick them tires, light them fires. We're about to go racing, chat, and we're green, 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 and our drivers all get off that grid nice and clean. Great race starts from all 10 of our field here tonight, and here we go. Temple of speed, 50 minutes, let's go. 3 wide coming into turn 1 here. Kilt's going to back down here a little bit. Diabolus is going to take a look there. He's going to slow up here. Ooh, a little bit of contact there between the McLaren and the GTR there. That's going to bottle up the pack a little bit here, but it looks like everybody gets through. All right, Superman. Do we get a little collection going on there? Oh, I think Superman might have caught a track edge under braking there, or maybe got pushed a little bit wide under braking potentially there, and got that car spun a little bit there. But you know what? He's in a good place. He's going to have some clean air, and he'll catch right back up to this pack as they all kind of navigate for position through the first lap or two of this race here. So we got DDR Kilt's gotten the lead away from TDC here. We got Isodablis, who's quickly moved up into 3rd position. Got a great race start. Gets a nice, takes a look on TDC there. Isn't able to get the pass, tucks himself back in. So we got JSat here in 4th place, drops a position down to Isodablis. There we got Cornstick here in 5th place, right where he started. We got Heathen up into 6th. We got Pedro up into 7th. We got Chip in 8th. We got Lucky 7 in 9th. We got Superman, as I said, already catch up to the pack here as we lead to Ascari here for the first time. So not sure what happened there. A little bit of accordion effect, but not too shabby here for Monza. We didn't see anybody absolutely get destroyed, so that's always a plus here. And it happens at Monza. It's a tough racetrack. That turn 1-2 chicane is it haunts race car drivers leading up to race day. We've got Team Rad TDC here. He's got Isodablis all over him here, and I mean nose to tail here from our top 3 right now. Very early on in the race to start lap 1, but it is DDR Kilt here with the early lead. He's not running out of fuel, ladies and gentlemen. Don't let the screen lie to you. We got Isodablis here in the 3rd position here as well, and he is just tucked right in behind that Dodge Viper here currently right now. Cornstick has gotten ahead of JSet here, now moved himself up into 4th place, and JSet now settling in 5th position here. We've got Apex Heathen closing up there, grabbing another spot. Now he's up into 6th place. We got Pedro in 7th place. We got Chip in 8th. We got Superman already up a spot here into 9th position, just ahead of Lucky 7 here. And Lucky 7's going to take a little bit of a look up the inside here, and we're going to go side by side. Nope, he's just going to back out. He's going to give Chris the line there, and that's a great job there by Lucky 7. He didn't have to give him quite that much room and space and respect, but you know what? A long race, and just a driver making a call on the fly right there, and he kept his car safe, and that's really all that matters. The race continues on. So great job there by Lucky 7 and Superman navigating that turn 1 and turn 2 situation. They're getting through safe and sound. So Cornstick now moving up quickly here. He's got himself up into 3rd place here. Jay's in 4th place. We got Heathen here in 5th place. We got Pedro here in 6th. We got Superman in 7th. We got Chip here in 9th place. And TDC, we're not sure what happened to TDC here, but now all the way down into last spot here. So our 2nd place driver making a mistake somewhere. I'm not sure where, because he was already in the back of the pack at this point in the race here. So our replay guy can't even find what happened there. Look at that. So it's DDR killed here in the race lead. And he's got 1.3 second gap currently here over Icer Diabolus in 2nd place. Got Cornstick now here in 3rd place. He's got that Ferrari charging, trying to catch back up to the top 2 drivers up in front there. He's got a little bit of room here. J-Set, no immediate pressure on Cornstick either, and J-Set has Apex Heathen really starting to close in here, so that Mercedes is starting to stretch its legs a little bit here around Monza, and Heathen looking to close up the gap here a little bit. We've got ATK's Captain Pedro here in 6th place. We got Superman in 7th position. We've got Lucky 7 here now up into 8th place. We got Chip down 9th, and we've got TDC all the way from pole position currently here sitting in 10th position, so some kind of mistake made there by TDC, and unfortunately for him, they're finding himself now chasing that Alfa Romero of Chip Reese here in 10th position. So let's keep our eye on this mid pack here. This is a great little battle coming into Monza. Into the first corner at Monza, pardon me, and that Viper, look at that Viper just pull, gets a good little run out of the corner there and just easily navigates his way around the outside of the Grande curve around Chip Reese here. So I mean, that was just that Dodge Viper power in a straight line, and I did say, you know, these powered cars are going to really benefit from Monza here this week. They are going to be able to do some work on these nimble little mid-rear engine cars for sure. It's DDR killed here. He's still in the lead of this race. He's got 3/4 of a second over Icer Diabolus here right now, who's in 2nd place. We've got Cornstick here in 3rd position with J-Set chasing in 4th place. He still has Heathen closing in, but the Heathen made a little bit of a mistake and lost just a little bit of time on these guys here, I think, at some point. But starting to close back in as we enter into Ascari here for the 3rd time in this 50-minute 5-0 here endurance race this evening, and a little bit of a shaky exit out of there, but gets the power down really well, and that's going to give him a good charge on the group up in front of him there. We got Apex Superman coming through here. He's in 6th place, got about 5 seconds in behind the rest of the pack here right now. We got Captain Pedro sitting in 7th position. We got Lucky 7 here in 8th. We've got TDC here in 9th place, and we've got Chip Reese running out the field here in 10th place, and all those drivers, that whole pack, still very, very close together. So we got a couple of little breaks, and then we got that 5-car group right in the back there, and that's going to provide for some action. We got Diabolus taking a look up the inside here on DDR Kill, and has that position coming into turn 1, and that is move complete heading into the first chicane. Kill's just going to settle in 2nd place in behind there, and that was a great pass right there. Exactly a good spot. You're going to see lots of pass attempts being made leading into corner 1. Of course, we're coming down a massive straightaway at high speed, and it's going to be who's going to go later on the brakes going into that corner, basically type deal. So we got Cornstick here in 3rd place. We got J-Set in 4th position here. He's hanging tough right now in behind that Ferrari driver, trying to close the gap. He's got Heathen still chasing here in 5th place. Got Superman in 6th place and starting to close that gap up a little bit, but he's bringing along Pedro, Lucky 7, the Damn Cat, and Chip Reese here, all closing in on that driver there from 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th place. Icer Diabolus now our race leader, which we just saw a couple of minutes ago, leading into turns 1 and 2 here to start lap 4. Got that nice tidy little pass made on DDR Killed here, and he's now trying to charge up the track to stay away from Killed here. But again, that Porsche, when it comes to straight line power, does not have more than what the GTR has in behind them. So Kilt is going to be able to, with the exception of this track limit penalty, of course, normally, ooh boy, and is that a DC we see coming from Heathen there? Oh, I hope not. Oh, I hope not. Yes, it is. No. Alright, so Apex Sim Racing's Heathen dropping off track here on lap 4. 100% disconnect there. I knew it as soon as I seen it happening in the background there as he was coming out of Ascari, and that is unfortunate there for Apex Sim Racing's Heathen. I really hate to see that. I'm sorry, my dude. I'm gutted for you. game right now. Nicer Diabolus here in first position. We got DDR killed here in second place. We've got Korn in third position here, and 2.9 seconds in behind our race leaders currently. JSet here has 2.3 seconds to Korn stick, and then he's got a little bit of a gap on Superman here. He had that comfort between him and Superman with Heathen sitting there, but now with Heathen behind pit wall, pardon me, there is no more cushion there between him and Superman is now the next car in behind and charging. We got ATK's Captain Pedro here in 6th. We've got TDC up into 7th. We got Lucky 7 here in 8th. We got Chip now in 9th place. Heathen, my boy, I'm sorry, my guy. I appreciate your undying support always, my guy. I really do. Stefan coming in with that like, Anthony with that like, and that share on the stream as well. I'm gutted for you, my guy. We're really going to try and sort this out here for the upcoming season and the new year, and hopefully we can just get you a good, proper, solid, full season of racing in. I feel so bad for you, my dude. I really do. Got Icer Diabolus here in our race lead. We've got DDR killed here in second place. We've got Cornstick here in third position. We've got JSet here in fourth place. We've got Superman in fifth position. We've got Team Rad's TDC and side by side with Captain Pedro here, and on the outside heading into Ascari, and Captain Pedro's not going to give in easily here. We're going to go side by side. TDC just out breaks him there and just gets in his head, and he's going to grab that position up on the McLaren driver, but that was a good attempt to try to fight that position off going through Ascari here by Captain Pedro, and TDC just had the better line going into the corner, so it's going to be Lucky 7 closing in here in 8th place, and Chip Reese there in 9th place. And ooh, we almost see some spicy meatball excitement right there, ladies and gentlemen. Ascari is not the ideal place to go 2x2 through. Drivers try it all the time, obviously, but very high probability of a low percentage pass, because one driver usually has their race ended in heartbreak because it is just a very difficult corner. High speed S sector, not a lot of room. You got two cars turning in there. Those corners narrow very, very quickly, and it's just very hard to get through clean without contact. And that little bit of contact typically usually ends up in one car not having a good day. We got Cornstick here in third place. We got JSet here in fourth. We got Superman in fifth. TDC here in sixth. We got Pedro in seventh. We've got 7 here, Lucky 7, pardon me, in 8th place. And we've got Chip. He is tucked right up in underneath here in 9th place. And, you know, some of these cars are going to be relying on slipstream 100% to try and get around this track a little bit quicker. Let's go, Superman, says Clarissa, coming in with that like on the stream as well. We appreciate you. Alright, so Kilt gets the lead back from Diabolus here, and we are most certainly going to go have a quick little peek at that as we come through Lesmo 2 here, it looks like. And heading up towards Ascari, Kilt just gets a good run on the outside exit of the corner there, and again, GTR Power just out forces that Porsche leading into Ascari. Now, what are we seeing here? We got Kilt still in the lead as we went through Ascari, and Diabolus just hanging here in second place, tucked right in that slipstream. Boy, oh boy, this is a very good battle between DDR's Kilt and Icer Diabolus here currently right now on the racetrack very early on here in the race. What are we at? Lap 6. We have Cornstick here in third position. We've got JSet here in fourth. We've got Superman in fifth. We've got Team Rad's the Damn Cat here in sixth place. We've got ATK's Captain Pedro here in seventh. We've got Chip here in 8th position, and we've got Lucky 7 now in 9th place. So Chip has made the pass and gotten around Lucky 7 there, and they're going to swap positions here as we head into... Ooh, a little bit of contact there between the two drivers, and Lucky 7 is going to go through there, and Chip is just going to settle back on track there. So a little unfortunate there between the two, but Chip's actually going to come into pit lane there, and I think Chip has had about all he's going to take of those racing hard tires here, and he is going to make a little exchange here in pit lane. Alright, so back to our race leader, DDR killed here. Let's go JSet and killed, says Stefan. 3/4 of a second gap over the Icer driver Diabolus here right now in that Porsche 911 RSR. We have Corn sitting here in third place, our Victory Pace Racing driver here in that Ferrari. He's looked good all season long here in that car as well. We've got JSet here in fourth place. He's in that McLaren, and he's got about a second in behind that Ferrari driver here right now. And we give a little take a little situation between those two drivers here right now on the racetrack. We've got Team Rad's the Damn Cat, TDC Gaming here in 5th position with ATK's Captain Pedro now falling off the pace a little bit there in 6th place. We got Lucky 7 here in 7th, 4-second gap, and then we've got Superman who has made a pit stop here 11 seconds in behind and has come out ahead of Chip Reese there, who is a few more seconds in behind than that. So here we go, Monza. Monza definitely separates drivers, no question of a doubt. You make one mistake here on Monza and it could cost you a few seconds, and all of a sudden you find yourself trying to close a big gap between the next car in front of you. It was definitely the case tonight, and I'm sure it'll be the case for the rest of the week. So Diablos is coming into pit lane here. He is going to hit up some racing fuel, and we'll see what he does about his tires here. But our second place driver now in pit lane, DDR2, is going to go around here for another crack at a lap here at Monza. We got Cornstick and J-Set here now in second and third place, pretty much nose to tail, but a car length separating the two of them here, and Jay closes up under braking, but looks like he closed up a little quicker than anticipated there, and he had to bail out there and to avoid contact. That was a great job, great awareness there by Jay, but that's going to cost him about a second on the back end of that Ferrari there, and he'll have to re-engage that battle when he has an opportunity. We got ATK's Captain Pedro there in fourth place, and that is if Cornstick lets him catch up. We've got TDC Gaming there in fifth place in that Dodge Viper. Diablos comes out here and he's going to be in sixth place here on the grid. So after his first pit stop here, he's going to come back out in sixth place. And he's got Superman coming down the track here, just in behind. So pit stop made there for Diablos, and Superman is closed right back in on the back bumper there. So Superman went for a bit of an undercut there, and it has worked out so far in the second part of it's the second stint for him, as he's pulled right in behind, potentially at bare minimum a second place driver once the first pit stop sequence ends here. So Lucky Seven's coming out there. He's going to be in ninth place. So undercuts and overcuts, I don't know what to expect. Can we see two stops? I think a two-stop strategy is a strut strategy here today. It's going to take some good fuel saving. It's going to take good pace management, and you're really going to have to try not to battle too much in order to make a two-stop work here today with the fuel consumption today. It's going to be very difficult to make that work. Three-stop is probably more along the lines of what we're going to see from the majority of these drivers here in this race this evening, and potentially even some four-stop strategies. I'm not really 100% sure what we could expect out of the drivers, but fuel is most certainly going to be the plaguing issue for all our drivers as they come around the racetrack here. And Jay's going to pass Cornstick there going into pit lanes. I think Corn ran out of fuel there. He did. He's coasting into pit lane there, and that's why we had to see the big move around the outside from J-Set going into pit lane there, trying to avoid contact as Cornstick's Ferrari just absolutely lost power due to no fuel there. So here we go. I told you, fuel is 100% going to be an issue here today, and we have the whole pack starting to come into pit lane here now. So I should leave it to Ice or Diabolus here and Superman now that are battling for 6th and 7th here technically, but right now potentially 1st and 2nd place. Superman gets the job done. Great pass there as we head around curve Parabolica, and that was a great side-by-side battling between these two drivers here. And boy, these racers have come to race tonight, haven't they, ladies and gentlemen? They have been battling very hard here very early on for a 10-car grid. 3 try 7. Well, they're not driving a Lexus, my dude. Alright, so here we go. Let's see how it all settled out here. So Kilt gets the race lead here, so the overcut working out to his advantage. Cornstick's going to come right out in behind him there in 2nd place. Got Superman here in 3rd position with Icer Diabolus there in 4th place. We've got J-Sec coming out here in 5th place. We've got Team Rad's TDC here in now what's going to be 7th place as Chip makes a big move heading into turns 1 and 2 there, and boy, that was a commitment move right there from Chip Reese. We got to go look at that again. That was a absolutely beautiful pass as he heads into turn 1 and 2 here. He gets a great run. He takes it on the outside as of course the drivers are coming out of pit lane, and that was perfectly executed right there from Chip Reese as those two drivers came out of pit lane to grab those two spots right before the corner there. And wow, well done, my man, well done. Alright, so TDC starting to close back up on him there in 7th place, of course. Now, the two drivers, TDC and Pedro, and behind just coming out of pit lane. They're going to have to get those racing tires up to temperature here a little bit, so Chip can take advantage of that, try to pull away from him here a little bit in the early stages. We got Lucky 7 here in 9th place, so it is DDR killed here with the race lead. He's got 2.5 seconds right now over the Ferrari driver of Cornstick. Yes, great pass, Superman. That's just what Holmes said. That's just what Trode said. I got you. You need to say no more there, my man. You need to say no more there. Alright, so a battle here between Superman and Cornstick now. Oh boy, Superman is not taking prisoners here right now. He is charging here on this second stint. And as they come across the start-finish line, he is now in 2nd place as he gets ahead of that Ferrari here on the racetrack. And now he's got his sights set on Kilt up in front. Icer Diabolus here in 4th position as he comes into the chicane. He's got J-Set right there in behind as well in 5th position. We got Chip here in 6th. We've got TDC here in 7th. We've got Pedro here in 8th, and we've got Lucky 7 here in 9th place. And of course, Apex Sim Racing's Heathen retired on lap 4 there due to an unfortunate, I'm assuming, disconnect issue there. Alright, so it is still killed, rocking and rolling here. 2.5 second gap is still about 2.5 second gap right now over Apex Sim Racing Superman here. We got Cornstick in 3rd position. We got Diabolus here still in 4th place. We got JSet here in 5th position. We got Chip Reese here in 6th. We got TDC Gaming here in the Dodge Viper in 7th position. It's starting to kind of reel Chip back in a little bit here. Now remember, this was our fastest driver in qualifying here in this Dodge Viper. Oh, big moment there for Chip. He gathers the car back up. Great job there from TDC not to get caught up in that. Great job there from Chip to keep the car safe, keep it in one piece. Captain Pedro's now going to try and take advantage here in 8th place and try to close up on Chip there with that little mistake there too. And just got a little too much of that curb there on that second chicane exit. They just completely tossed that little Alpha around there and caused it to break a little bit of traction, but he did a great job of gathering it back up. It has been a few spicy moments here for some of these drivers in the early goings here at Monza. We're 19 minutes into a 50-minute race, so we're just over 30 minutes remaining here, and we've already had a pit stop sequence. We got Apex Sim Racing Superman here in 2nd position. We got Jay and Diabolus here battling it out for 3rd and 4th place there, and a little bit of a lag spike there, it almost kind of looked like, to be honest, but a little bit of contact there between the two drivers. No harm, no foul. They continue on the racetrack to keep going here, but JSet in 3rd position. Diabolus here in 4th place. We got Cornstick here in 5th. We got TDC in 6th position. We got Chip in 7th. We got Pedro in 8th. We got Lucky 7 chasing here in 9th place. One driver disconnecting. We're missing a couple on the grid here tonight. We're missing John the Jinky and Cody B. And, well, I mean, hey, Forza Motorsport's coming out soon. So, not too surprised. A new sim racing game coming out. So, all our Forza fans out there are definitely going to be checking things out over there without a question of a doubt. Comes out in just a couple days' time for the pre-release for the pre-orders, I think, on the 5th of October. So, we got DDR killed here in 1st place. We've got Superman in 2nd. We got Jay currently sitting in 3rd. He's got Icer Diabolus all over him here in 4th position. We got Cornstick up here in 5th. We got TDC trying to catch up to him here in 6th position. 5.7 seconds is that gap. Chip is in 7th position. We got Captain Pedro here in 8th. We got Lucky 7 here in 9th place. And Kilty is our race leader here as he coming out of Ascari. And on lap 11, looking pretty solid, 2.2 seconds. He's got Apex Superman closing in here. He's trying to close that gap. Wants to go for this race win here tonight. Got JSet here in 3rd position as well. Cody B, what is up, my dude? How you doing, brother? Appreciate that thumbs up on the stream. Clarissa coming in with that 50 star bomb. Let's get a hashtag Clarissa up in the chats, ladies and gentlemen. We appreciate that 50 stars, Clarissa. Absolutely fantastic. We appreciate that extra support, darling. Alright, it's Icer Diabolus here in 4th position. We got Cornstick rocking and rolling in 5th, and we got Superman making a pit stop. Alright, so strategies are full in action here tonight. And let's see what kind of strategies these drivers have in store. So we're going to sit here with our Apex Sim Racing Championship points leader here right now in the AM division coming into round 9. Well, this amazing crew does what it does best in behind the scenes. Get some rubber on this car. Get a can of racing fuel into this racing car. We're always for it, Rigo. We're always for it, my dude. You know it, my guy. You definitely got to bring them IRL boys over. We got Cornstick here in 8th place, and the Ferrari driver doing much the same thing, and of course that pit crew showing off its skills here as well. But you can see the tank is in a different spot on this car. It's on the side. You can see in Superman's car there that tank was up in the back behind the license plate area. So again, that much different in age of those cars. So we got some old technology and we've got some new technology on the track. We got this 2020 GTR here. We got the 2015 McLaren. We've got this 2017 Porsche 911 RSR. I think the Viper's a 2015 as well. The 4C, I'm not sure what year this car is, to be honest. Off the top of my head, anyways. Again, McLaren's a 2015. This man right here, our points leader, is in a 1999 Nissan GTR GT3 car. This guy is in a car that is almost 20 years older than the field he is racing against and he's got a 4-point championship lead right now in round 9. That is some pretty incredible driving from this guy right here this season. We got Lucky 7 here in 8th place, and we got Cornstick here in 9th position. So I mean, you can see it's all new technology against this one lonely little car, back from the 90s, and still moving and grooving and showing it's got what it takes to compete here. So it is Kilt here in the race lead. That's going to put Jay up into 2nd, of course, with the pit stop from Superman there. That's going to put Diabolus up into 3rd, TDC into 4th place. That's going to put Chip up into 5th, Pedro into 6th. Superman settles himself back in 7th place after that 2nd pit stop here in the race. Lucky 7 in 8th place, and we got Cornstick here in 9th. So I have no idea what the strategies are from all these drivers. It is going to be interesting to see how all of this settles out. Rigo, we appreciate that share, my dude, as well, man. We appreciate that share. 1999 should have his collector plate, Sunday driver only. Facts. True story right there, Stefan. That's funny. DDR Kilt here in the lead. Legit, that is a classic. That's like, what, 24 years old right there. Yeah, that's pretty impressive. Almost 25. We're almost in the 2024 year here now. So, Jason's still doing pretty good here in 2nd place. He's holding off Diabolus for the time being there. It looked like TDC made a little bit of a mistake coming into the first part of that chicane there, but he had a good recovery on the 2nd part and gets a decent exit out of there. And he's going to keep up the track. We got Chip here in 5th place. We got Pedro here in 6th. We got Superman already closing back in here on Pedro, looking to get back up into 6th place. We got Lucky 7 here in 8th, and we got Cornstick in 9th. It is too early to tell who's really going to win this race right now, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be a multiple stop race. There's going to be multiple tire compounds used, and really at the end of the day, it's going to come down to the drivers and how well they can manage their fuel in these racing cars around this racetrack. So we're going to see 3 different sets of strategies, I think, between all 3 of our divisions here this week, because of course each lobby has its own skill set at fuel saving and tire saving, and it's really going to play into the factors and the strategies here at Monza. The strategy for Monza is an aggressive strategy. I mean, and there is no easy way to handle the strategy for this particular race this evening. Every time you go around this absolutely crazy fast racetrack, you're using 5 laps worth of fuel. So we're seeing about 7 to 8 lap stints out of these cars is what it looks like the average car is getting here on the racetrack. So it works out to about 48 laps worth of fuel being used in about 15 minutes time. We've got Superman here. He's now up into 5th place, and he is not messing around, man. He is taking advantage of every bit of clean air and open racetrack he can get. You know, I think that's really provided for some good racing here tonight, too. Is not a big field of cars on the grid. Has allowed the track to open up a little bit and really let these drivers put their pace out. Got Pedro in 6th place. He's having a good race here tonight as well. We got Lucky 7 in 7th position. Chip's getting that Alpha all fueled up there, and we're going to sit there with his team here as well as they do their work. And again, you can see the fuel can in these newer cars is always on that passenger right-hand side right behind that window there. And that's going to drop him back down into 9th place here with that pit stop. But we're going to see that happening a lot throughout the field here as all these pit stops keep happening. Just proves it was ahead of his time. It's fast. Facts. True story right there, Stefan. Absolutely. DDR Kilt here, though. He's got a comfy lead right now. He's sitting on 16, almost 17 second gap right now to 2nd place driver Jay and Icer Diabolus. However, we can all see what we can see. I'm not going to say anything because some of the drivers listen to the stream. So Team Rad's TDC Gaming here in a 4th position, and we got Apex Racing Superman here in 5th. We got Captain Pedro in 6th. We got 7 in 7th. We got Cornstick here in 8th place, and we got Chip rounding out the field here in 9th. And of course, Apex Sim Racing's Heathen behind the wall on lap 4 there with a disconnect. Absolutely gutted for my man. But you know what? It is what it is. It is what it is. We do the best we can with the game that's provided to us and how it works. So. Alright, so DDR Kilt making a big braking error coming into the first part of turn 1, 2 there. I had to really gather that car up, really throw those anchors down to make that corner. He almost made a big boo-boo there. Going to cost himself some time on the drivers chasing. Team Rad's TDC Gaming here in 2nd place. Now he's going to stay going around. Diabolus comes into pit lane for some fuel. You can see that fuel nozzle is actually in the front of the Porsche, and of course that's because, well, that's where the tank in the Porsche is. Engine being right behind the driver's seat there. We have J-Set also in pit lane here in the McLaren. He's going to come out ahead of Diabolus, it looks like. Lucky 7 jumping in there with his Porsche as well. We've got Cornstick here in the Ferrari, and he's in 8th place right now. It's interesting to see how these strategies are starting to play out already. We got Chip here in 9th place, so We've seen 2 stops from half our field. We've only seen 1 stop so far from the other half. I think it's his internet. Don't know if it's anything on your end. It is, Aaron. We know what the deal is. It's just how it keeps happening earlier and earlier in the race night. It's getting. It would be nice to see some consistency from his provider, so we knew exactly what time his internet was going to reset, so we could schedule the races to work better for him. Is really all it takes, right? So, but to keep changing the time that they reset his internet on him, the poor guy. We got Team Rad's TDC here in second place. We've got Superman here in third. We've got Captain Pedro in fourth. We've got Jay sitting in fifth place with Diabolus chasing here in sixth. We got Cornstick here in seventh place. We got Chip in eighth. We got Lucky in ninth position. So we're seeing some different things here. We're seeing some double stinted tires happening here from some of the drivers as well. And I did kind of suspect we might see a little bit of that here in the race today, because tire wear isn't quite as bad as the fuel consumption is in the race here tonight. So even the soft tires not getting beat down too terribly hard here. We got Team Rad's TDC right now. He's still cruising here right now. He's got 12-second gap over Superman. He's got 23 seconds on DDR Kilt right now. We got Superman here in third position, and it's a 7-second gap to the next closest driver, which is Captain Pedro. From there is Jay set 6 seconds in behind. We got Diabolus coming out 3 seconds in behind him. We got Cornstick here in 7th position, 11 seconds. So gaps in between all the drivers now, and a lot of that has to do with different tire compounds being taken here within the pit stops as well. So we're seeing softs, we're seeing hards. We haven't seen a set of mediums yet, so we're seeing the balance between hard and soft tires here for this race tonight, and that's gonna separate and close these drivers up throughout these pit stop sequences. Should have 16 cars filled out. This grid looks like a good clean racing here. Oh yeah, it is. It's just some of the drivers aren't available here tonight, Rigo. That's all. We're missing, I think we're missing 4. We have 14 car grids here in the series because we leave room for in-live race control, which we were testing this season. And so it's actually only 14 car grids here this season, but just a couple drivers missing is all. No biggie. These guys have been great at keeping the grid full all season long here through all 3 divisions as well. So we got TDC here in second. We got Superman here in third. We got Pedro here in fourth, and I am going to say that the lobby looks much better this week than it did last week. The drivers look more comfortable. It looks like there's less lag issues here as well. So last week was a little bit of a rough week for racing for our drivers. They really had to tough out some very tough server conditions last week, and we really do appreciate their patience and understanding and all of that. It made for some tough racing for some drivers especially, and you know, they all handle it like absolute pros. So GG's to them, but the lobbies look much better this week so far on my initial reaction anyway, so we're happy to see that, because we just want to see a good, fair, clean racing environment for our drivers, and we want them all to have fair opportunity to race, and that's what we don't like seeing drivers disconnect either, and that is still an unfortunate reality of Gran Turismo 7. Disconnects and wheel issues are a rampant thing right now on the platform, and hopefully they can sort this out sooner than later. Oh, and Superman, fastest man on the racetrack right now, gonna take that lead away, and it's a 49.155 here coming from our 1999 Nissan GTR driver, and look who pulls out in behind. The new hardware, the 2020 GTR comes out in behind that old GTR. Let's see how it all breaks down. Jay set here in third place, and he is now made two pit stops here in the race. We've got Team Rad's TDC here in fourth position as well, and with about 18.5 minutes left on the clock, we're seeing about 15-minute runs before these drivers are having to refuel, it looks like. So we may have to see more pit stops coming in. There we go. Just as I say that, we got a couple of alternative strategies coming here. So Diabolus pit a couple laps ago, wore down a couple laps of fuel, jumped back in real quick, threw down some more fuel in his car, and now he's going to see what he can do to the end of the race, if I had to guess. We have Pedro here in 8th place. Chip Reese just ahead there in 7th, and oof, caught that curb a little bit, gave him a little bit of a wild ride there, but he gets that car pointed back in the right direction and keeps moving up on the track there. We got Lucky 7 here in 9th place, and again, one driver down to mechanical issue here, disconnect on the racetrack, so that car is parked back in behind pit wall, sitting in its paddock here right now. Driver will get 10th place points, however, for, of course, completing qualifying and starting the race, so we don't penalize our drivers for issues that are out of their control. We just give them the last place position on the track whenever it is that they have the issue with, of course, internet wheel equipment that happens. It's all a part of it. We prepare for it. Superman in first place, got 6.5 second gap over DDR's Kilt here right now. We got J-Set here sitting in third position. We've got Team Rad's TDC here in fourth place. We've got Cornstick in fifth. We've got Diabolus in sixth. We've got Chip in seventh. We got Pedro in eighth, 3 seconds in behind. We got Lucky 7 here in ninth. And Monza has separated our field, ladies and gentlemen. Different tire compounds is the big thing that's really separated this group, and now it's going to be interesting to see how it all plays out. So it is Superman right now. He's got a quarter tank of fuel here right now. 25% fuel load left in that car. And with 16 minutes remaining, that definitely indicates he's going to be making at least one more stop here yet in this race. Let's keep going through our field here and see if we can figure out if we're going to see more stops coming from some of these drivers. We've got DDR Kilt here, and I mean, he's sitting on about between 80 and 85% fuel. With 16 minutes remaining, going to be nip and tuck for this driver. We got Jay here in third place right now in this McLaren, and he's already towards 50% fuel, so most certainly looking like he's going to have to make one more yet here in the race today. We've got Team Rad's TDC Gaming here. He's got 65, maybe 70% fuel in his car, and most likely going to have to make another stop, so it is looking like we're going to see a 3-stop main strategy from our driving field here today. We've got Cornstick currently sitting in 5th place here as well. Diabolus is in 6th place now in behind. Of course, I think he may be the best shape for potentially getting to the end of the race here, as he made an alternative pit stop there, changing up the strategy on the fly a little bit potentially. We have Chip Reese there in 7th place. We got Pedro in 8th, and we got Lucky here in 9th. Now maybe he made a mistake, got into a little bit of an accident, maybe picked up some damage and we just missed it, and that's what he pulled into pit lane for. But nonetheless, definitely an extra pit stop made there by the ICER driver. Alright, so it is Superman, championship points leader, currently leading round number 9. This is what he needs to do here today to keep the charge from J-Set down, as J-Set has closed up a pretty comfortable cushion down to 4 points coming into round 9 here for that championship. So Superman right now doing what he needs to be doing, but again, he does need to make another pit stop. So it's really going to come down to the strategy of all these drivers here now, who is going to end up where at the end of the race, without a question of a doubt. Superman's got a nice little gap on Kilt right now, almost 10 seconds. J-Set's about 7 seconds in behind Kilt at the moment. We got TDC here in 4th place. We got Corn from VPR Cornstick here in the Ferrari. You can see he's back in pit lane. He's getting that car serviced, and I mean, this is just some hard driving coming from these drivers. They are burning some petrol here on this racetrack tonight, let me tell you what. Listening and practicing, I think I have my strategy set. Let's go, Jay. What's that, 9 stops, Trone? 9 stops for fuel and 8 tire stops? Is that what we're doing here, Trone? Come on, give me a little tip, my guy. You got this. I heard 7. Is that what it is? We've got Kilt here in 2nd place. We've got Jay here in 3rd. So no immediate battles happening on the track, and I'm not too surprised to see that. Of course, especially with the different tire compounds on the racetrack being used here throughout the pit stop sequences as well. That's kind of helped open up the gaps. But at the same time, if we see another round of pit stops, that may very well help close the gaps back up with only about 3 or 4 laps remaining in the race, and that could get spicy as well. So we're hanging in along for the ride here just to see what these drivers are going to do here for the remaining, well, 14 minutes of the race. TT all day, baby. Modified 7-stop. That sounds good, Tron. We'll be waiting to see how this modified 7-stop wins you this race, buddy. Go get that podium, my guy. You never know what we're going to see on the track. I mean, we're at stop number 1, 2, 3. This potentially stop number 4 here for our championship points leader. So, as I said, we're seeing about 15 minutes out of these drivers on a full tank of fuel. So that should be the final pit stop here for our championship points leader. J-Set here in 2nd position, and I don't think he's going to have enough to go all the way here. We've got TDC here in 3rd place, and I don't think he's going to have enough either. Superman comes out there. He takes a decent amount of fuel there. Hopefully he's calculated that correctly for himself and doesn't have to come in for a quick little splash and dash. We've seen that quite a bit so far this season as well. We have Diabolus here in 5th place, and boy, this driver had some amazing pace there early on in the race. He was sitting there fighting for the lead there in the early half, but pit stop strategies and whatever happened to him on the track there, maybe a mistake, has he's found himself sitting in the mid pack here currently, and he's being hunted by the VPR driver Chip Reese here. We got Lucky 7 in 7th position, and he is cruising up the racetrack here right now. And ooh, gonna make a big old mistake right there. He's gonna get reset, and hopefully he sees those guys coming. He does. Great job by Lucky 7. This driver's racing awareness all season really has been spectacular. We love to see it. We love to see it. You hate to see that happen, obviously. He made a big mistake under braking there, and the game reset him back right into the line of fire of 2 oncoming cars. But everybody managed the situation great, and everybody got through safe and sound. So even though we have that feature turned off in the lobby, it still takes over and does it anyways, it seems like. Alright, so it's DDR killed in the race lead here. He's only got 3 seconds there, and boy, he just about went for a wild ride as he dipped a tire there. That's it. He's had enough. He's coming into pit lane here. He's going to make a pit stop, so it's going to be Jay to take the race lead here, and I think that's the first time he's led the race here today in Monza. So now he is the one who is looking to try and catch Apex Racing Superman. So it's going to be very interesting to see how all of this really unfolds here now over the remaining, well, 11 minutes and 15 seconds, because it's about to come down to the wire. Got TDC coming into pit lane. We got Diabolus out here, and I really do think he's got the distance here in this car right now, so he might be in a good position here in 5th place. He's got Chip right in behind him there, and Chip's going to be coming into pit lane right now because I don't think he's got enough in the tank to go around one more time there, so it should be final stop for Chip Reese. Got Cornstick here in 7th position here as well in the Ferrari, and he looks like he's got enough in the tank, and it looks like he's going to do a double stint here, those tires as well. And like I said, we've seen a few of these drivers doing this here. Lucky 7 here in 8th place. We got Captain Pedro there in 9th position. So it is still J-Set here leading the charge on lap 21, and as he's running down in towards Ascari right now, the gap is 21 seconds to our championship points leader Superman here in 2nd place. Now he has already pit. He should be good to go to the end here, and it's only a 21-second gap between him and the race leader J-Set, who is the guy trying to chase him for the championship. So oh boy, big implications are starting to show up here in round 9, as I kind of suspected. DDR killed here is our 3rd place in the championship points. He didn't have ultimately the best night of racing in week 8 here in the Nürburgring GP, but he's looking very sharp here at Monza. Definitely looking to try and capitalize and grab some of them points back. Respect to McLaren. I'm not repeating that on the stream, Lucky, but I agree. Go TT. Alright, so Jay coming into pit lane. So here we go. Let's jump on board with Superman here. And well, let's take a little look at this old classic GTR GT3 racing car from way back in the day here. You can see he doesn't have all those fancy bells and whistles and doodads that all these newer cars do. I mean, you look down. Oh, we can't quite look down, but you look over here. I mean, there's no extra doodads and backup cameras and fancy screens. I mean, he's got a windshield wiper and a signal light there, and some high and low beams, and AM radio with a clock. I mean, that is what is in this car, so nothing real special here. And Superman's going to jump out in the race lead here as Jay comes into pit lane. That's going to now put Kilt into 2nd position, and that puts J-Set into 3rd place, and he's being hounded right now by a Dodge Viper of Team Rad's TDC, and this driver does have scrubbed in tires, as J-Set is on cold, new fresh racing tires coming out of pit lane. We've got Icer Diabolus here. 1.5 second penalty there. You hate to see that in 5th place, and that's going to hurt the charge a little bit. We got Cornstick here in 6th position. We got Chip Reese in 7th. We got ATK's Captain Pedro here in 8th place. And we got Lucky 7 here in 9th position. So it is Apex Sim Racing Superman leading the charge here with just over 8 minutes remaining. Love for my boy Jay. Alright, so it is Superman. He's got an 8-second lead right now. All this driver needs to do, and all this driver needs to do, is just keep it on track and maintain the pace he's on, and it's going to be a round 9 victory for Apex Sim Racing Superman. That's really going to give him a good hold going into finale week next week on the championship points lead, because it's double points in our finale this season, and well, we all know what that means. Everybody's going to be going for the win in our next week's finale round, and I'm still not going to tell everybody where the track is just quite yet. We've got DDR's Kilt here in 2nd position, and he's got 7.4 seconds to Superman up in front. Can he reel him in? 7.5 minutes remaining, and he is dipping a little bit of time away here from Superman up in front. We got Jay set here in third position. He's about 2.5 seconds in behind Kilt, and he's got Team Rad's the Damn Cat here, just about 2 seconds in behind him. So first, second, third, and fourth place, definitely all up for grabs here. And then we got a little separation here. We got Iser Diabolus here in fifth place. He's got about 11-second gap to our Team Rad driver right now in that Viper. We got Chip Reese holding strong here in sixth place. He's got teammate Cornstick just in behind. Oh boy, that doesn't look good. We got some front aero and right suspension damage on this Ferrari, and that is going to slow this car down, especially on this racetrack, and that is going to hurt his race a little bit here today. As we got Captain Pedro closing in 8th position up in behind here as well, and Lucky 7 in 9th place could very well be able to take advantage of that unfortunate damage there on the Ferrari driver. Cornstick has had good pace all race long, and whatever had happened there, it's very, very unfortunate, but looking like it's going to be not quite the result Cornstick might have been hoping for here tonight. Props to Superman 99 GTR. Too bad 97 Super was banned. I know, right? I know. That's a great car, that Super. I love that Super GT. It's a beauty. We got Apex Sim Racing Superman here in first position. Ooh, little wiggle coming out of his car right there. That curb almost settled him out. And what the difference is between these old cars compared to the newer cars that we're seeing on track against our race leader here right now, ladies and gentlemen, is that aerodynamic grip. These older style GT3 race cars really rely on a lot of mechanical grip, as opposed to our Nissan GTR that is significantly younger, 21 years younger, and has a lot more doodads and fancy bells and whistles in it. This car relies on much more than just mechanical grip. This car has a full aerodynamic package in there. It has all the fancy intercooler systems. It has all that great stuff to really try to maximize the power of the car. Where this car, it's bare bones. It's power, no power steering potentially still in this car. I mean, it is tough racing this car against all of these new technology cars. So props to him, 100%. Let's go, Superman. You got this. We got Kilt here in second place. We got Jay in third. We got TDC in fourth. We got Iser coming in for a splash. That's kind of what I figured. We got Chip here in sixth place. We got Pedro in seventh. We got Cornstick here in eighth, and he's fixed that damage on his racing car, and he's just managed to stay ahead of Lucky 7 there in ninth place. So under 5 minutes to go. We're going to see about 3 more laps here on the racetrack, and it is Superman with a 7-second gap over DDR's Kilt here in second position. It's going to be Jay here in third place. He's got TDC really starting to put some pressure in on him here, though, in fourth position, and Team Rad's the Damn Cat looking to try and take podium away from Jay set here right now, and I'm sure Superman would be none too happy to see that as well, and give him another couple of points gap on that driver moving into finale night. We got Chip Reese here in sixth place. We got Captain Pedro in seventh. We got Cornstick here in eighth, and we got Lucky 7 rounding out the field here in ninth place. So Superman leading the way. Louvers, technically. Fair enough. Fair enough, ATB. Fair enough. Let's go, Chris, says Cody. Alright, so here he goes. Going to keep it nice and tight to that inside line. He's going to absolutely shorten this racetrack as physically much as possible now. And he is still fastest man on the racetrack, so bonus point for that fastest lap there as well, too. And that's always a good thing. So we got DDR's Kilt here in second position. We've got Team Rad's TDC here in third place. We got Jay here in fourth position. We got Iser Diabolus here in fifth place. We got Chip Reese here in sixth position. So patience has really paid off for Chip here tonight. We've got Captain Pedro here in seventh. We got Cornstick here in eighth, and we got Lucky 7 here in ninth place. And some drivers just not having the best of luck here around Monza as others. Monza, yeah, either kind of like it or you kind of don't. It's a very difficult racetrack. It doesn't look hard. There's only a few corners on it, but the few corners that are on it, you really got to be 150% hyper focused, be prepared to make them at a speed that you normally wouldn't take a corner at. I mean, plain and simple. I mean, you can see Superman here, he's almost at 100 mile an hour as he comes out of that corner in this old car. So, you know, these are not power wheels, power wheel Jeep kind of style corners. These corners are fast here at Monza, and Monza, it really can be unforgiving. So Superman's doing a fantastic job in this old car right now, I really got to say. Got DDR killed here in second position. We got Team Rad's TDC here now up into third, so he has made his way around Jay here. That's going to put Jay down into fourth position here. Isodablis is chasing, and it's a big gap there. Now he's got a penalty there as well. We got Chip in sixth. We got Pedro here in seventh. We got Cornstick and Lucky Alpha still pretty close together there in eighth and ninth position here. So are we going to see a battle for second and third place potentially? Maybe, as TDC really is starting to turn the heat up there in that Dodge Viper. Alright, Superman comes around, and it's going to be with two to go here as he comes around the racetrack. Kilt's coming around here, and it should be much the same for him and our third place driver in Jay. It's going to be last lap potentially here. This might be final lap for fourth place driver Jay said here, so we'll see what happens as those four come across the start finish line. Ooh, Diabolus, they're almost losing that Porsche coming out of his car there. He's going to serve his penalty there. Great job there. And continue on the racetrack. Chip Reese just coming around there. Big slide coming out of his car there, but trying to take advantage of that little bit of time loss there from Diabolus and maybe, just maybe, grab one more position before the end of the race, but he's got a big gap there to try and close up. Pedro in seventh place. We got Cornstick in eighth, and he's still got Lucky 7 right there. Ooh, Cornstick under braking there, losing that Ferrari. And oh, look at that rear tire. I mean, that rear tire is absolutely just crying on this car right now. So potentially paying a little part of that spin under braking there. And boy, oh boy, Cornstick went for a ride. So it is Superman here, and oh boy, that gap has dwindled very, very quickly. Obviously, a mistake was made here by our race leader. It went from 7.1 down to 3.6 seconds, and this could potentially come down to maybe a last lap battle between all these cars here all of a sudden. We got Team Rad's TDC here. He's in third place, and Jay is trying to close in here, 2.5 seconds in behind. So top four are about as close as it's going to get here for battling, I think, right now on the racetrack. We may see a fight for 9th and 10th place or between Lucky and Pedro. Something has changed in the backside there, but Lucky now up into 7th place. We got Captain Pedro in 8th, and it looks like it's going to be Cornstick in 9th place, or maybe making a pit stop to get some tires, or just taking it easy on the racetrack. We're not sure, but we'll check it out here in a second's time. So it's going to be Superman coming across here, and on the final lap, 1 to go, it's going to be a 3-second gap. Kilt makes it across the line. He's still going to be hunting, and we're out of fuel here from TDC, and oh my goodness, he's going to take it in 4th place there as he runs out of fuel, and JSet's going to come across the line, just squeezing the timer, and he's actually going to jump up into 3rd place, so he just steals that position away from TDC, and that's a heartbreaker. 3rd place ripped away by an empty fuel tank there for our Team Rad driver, and JSet's just going to sneak out a 3rd place finish there. Boy, that is some fortunate luck there for him as he's trying to catch Superman in the championship standings in racing. Sometimes all you need is a little bit of luck, and boy, did JSet get some there. Isodablis here in 5th place. We're going to stick with this driver here as he's going to be the next driver to come across the start-finish line, and oh boy, tense moments. Yes, Lucky. We got Chip Reese here in 6th position. He's going to have a good race finish there for himself. He was on fumes coming across the line. Lucky 7 here is going to come across in 7th position as soon as we get around the Parabolica curve, of course. Curve Parabolica, however you want to pronounce it. And he is going to bring it home here for a 7th place finish for himself. So, I mean, all the drivers on track are getting minimum top 10 points. So, good points leading into the finale next week as well. It's going to be Captain Pedro here. And, oh, boy, there we go. Another fuel miscalculation here from our drivers today. And it is going to be a very long roll to the start-finish line here for Pedro. He's got the race leaders coming in. Oh boy, they are coming hot too. He's going to try and do the best he can here to stay off that. Great job by Pedro. Superman's coming around here. Kilt is not that far behind, 1.8 seconds, and JSet is just in behind them too, but it's going to be round 9 win for Apex Sim Racing Superman. It's going to be DDR Kilt very close behind the 2nd place, and it's going to be JSet here in 3rd place, and that was a massive race for Apex Sim Racing Superman, trying to get a foothold on this championship here in the AM division, and that is definitely going to help pad the lead just a little bit. Captain Pedro rolls across there in 8th position, and Cornstick here did have to stop and get some fresh rubber on that racing car, and he's going to bring it home here in 9th place. Oh, tough racing, some miscalculations from some of our drivers in pit strategies here today, and wow, that turned out to be an exciting finish again here from our amateur division. Wow. Crazy racing here at Monza tonight. Cornstick comes across just a half split second before the timer runs out there in 9th position, but it is going to be Apex Sim Racing Superman with that race victory, and I believe fastest lap on the racetrack as well, but we're not sure. We're going to just lock in a replay here. All right, let's go take a look. No, it was stolen from him. All right, so it is Apex Sim Racing Superman here in 1st place. It's going to be DDR Killed here in 2nd. JSET coming out in 3rd place. It's going to be Team Rad's TDC here in 4th position. Oh, heartbreak for him. 3rd place, stolen away by an empty fuel tank just at the start-finish line there by JSET. But he does take fastest lap on the racetrack, so there is a consolation point there for him. Got Icer Dablis coming across here in 5th place. Chip Reese here in 6th. We got Lucky 7. Well, in 7th place, we got ATK's Captain Pedro here in 8th. It's going to be Cornstick here in 9th place, and Apex Sim Racing Heathen will finish in 10th place here tonight with that DNF on lap 4. Hate to see it. Feel for him, and appreciate him just showing that support, being here every week. We really do. All right, so there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. That was racing for round 9 from our AM class, and well, it was some spicy racing, that's for sure. That was a good racing by these guys. So we're going to flip you over to the screen. We're going to hit you up with the highlight video from round 8's Nürburgring GP sprints here from our AM class, and we'll allow a little bit of time here for, of course, our racers to get up into the podium interview box. So enjoy the highlights, ladies and gentlemen. Whew, have we all mopped up all that absolute hot, sweaty action that we just finished watching? Wow, had me on the edge of my seat, ladies and gentlemen. That was some fun racing here from our amateur division. Great job by the whole field here today. And man, oh man, it is really, really turning up to set up an absolutely crazy finale night next week here for this division. Wow, great job by all our racers. We have some drivers up in our podium interview box here, so we're definitely going to go and have a little chat with our drivers here and see what they have to say for themselves because, well, that was some pretty good racing from the whole group here today. We're going to go ahead and we're going to start with our third place finisher, who I'm sure didn't think that's what was going to happen here today as he was coming down to the start finish line there on the last lap. And fortunately for him, TDC Gaming just up in front of him, running out of fuel and just not able to get that car across the line, and ends up with a fourth place finish, unfortunately. And JSETS just gets a little bit of luck handed to him here and ends up with an extra spot on the grid. And here we are talking to him right now in third place. So interesting race, I guess. And how was it out there tonight? And talk us through how everything went for you here as far as your strategy and everything went for the race this evening.
It is definitely a hard race. Uh, Halfway through, I was on fire. Just sweating, burning up, nervous. All the racers were so good at this track, and yeah, it was a lot of fun, but it was a lot of work.
Absolutely, and I mean, clearly, fuel was a big issue here for all the drivers today. You come in obviously with a plan and a strategy worked out in your mind, and of course, every driver has the same thing. Did the strategy that you came in with the race, was that the strategy that you played out here today, or did you alter your strategy just based off what was happening around you during racing conditions here this week?
Um, I had a couple different strategies depending on how things played out. Didn't play actually the strategy that I thought I was going to, but kind of went with Plan B, and yeah, seemed to work out pretty well. So that little bit of extra effort, yeah, definitely paid off. So yeah, didn't go with the original one, but definitely went with one of the other ones.
Absolutely, and I mean, knowing going into this racetrack that your car not necessarily as strong as against some of those other cars up there that just have that big top end power and that straight line speed. So, I mean, what was your game plan coming in to try and manage, of course, that advantage that some of those cars had, and how do you feel it worked out for you here today?
Well, yeah, that car was tough. Probably the toughest track that I've driven that car on. I really love the car. Um, Strategy as far as that went, I needed to stay tucked in as much as I could to anybody I could find. Um, you know, it's pretty good, pretty decent on fuel, as long as you can save just a touch. Um, and yeah, basically my whole strategy was trying to stay tucked in to somebody, or at least as much as possible, because I did not have the power off the corners, and yeah, that's
Absolutely, and I
that's
mean,
basically it.
our podium finishers here this evening, of course, our top three drivers in the championship point standings coming into round 9 of racing here today too. And I mean, you're closing in, you keep closing in, finishing 2 positions behind our current championship points leader here today, who eventually ended up winning the race here today. So 1 week of racing left. It's a double points round, and now I'm going to let the ladies and gentlemen that are watching know where we're heading next week. We're heading to St. Croix A, ladies and gentlemen. It is a big, very sweeping, long, fast racetrack, and is not used very often. So it is going to be a learning curve for several of our drivers to get test tuned and prepared for our double points round next week. So double points round, obviously big implications into the next round of racing. You're going to have roughly, give or take, just off the top of my head, if things stay the way they are as they finish here in the race today, about a 10-point deficit to the championship points leader. What's your goal? What's your plan? And how do you think it's all going to shake out next week?
Which track is that? um, uh, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe take a day off work for practice. I'm not sure. A lot of practice is going to be coming up. So yeah, just gonna get to cracking with the team and yeah, get to practice, learn the track, and pick up pace.
Absolutely. And I mean, one round to go. Happy with how the season's been going for you so far?
It's been it's been going pretty good. Yeah, better than I expected, honestly. Everybody's so fast here. I, um, I really like my car, and yes, definitely was not expecting to be where I am going into the final round. So I'm really excited. Everybody's real fast and such great drivers. So it's really anybody's game. Can come down to just one small little mistake. So yeah, it's going to be interesting.
A little bit of luck here today. To get onto that podium here today, and of course, just a great race from you. Kept the car fairly clean, and good strategy kept you up in the battle for the podium here. So, I guess with that being said, any final remarks and shout outs you want to throw out there to the viewers watching at home?
Oh, I got to throw out a shout out to a lot of luck. Um, got to throw out a shout out to 1010s Racing. Everybody there. Just helped me out so much. Misty, Widow, you know, everybody. You're doing so much work behind the scenes, and you definitely don't get enough credit. Um, I gotta thank my family. I gotta thank all the friends and family that are watching, and the fans. Um, yeah, thank you to everybody that's helped me along the way. It really does truly mean a lot, and I do appreciate it.
Awesome. Well, we definitely appreciate you being here supporting the series and coming and racing with us every week as well. And again, congratulations on another great race finish here from you here in round 9.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Jay Set came in a couple weeks late into the season, and now trying to take that championship away from Apex Racing Superman. But before we go talk to the winner of the day, let's go talk to our second place finisher, DDR Killed. This guy had pace tonight. He was in that inevitable battle in qualifying, continuing to swap that pole position around lap after lap after lap with all of those 4 drivers up there that were trying to get on the top of the grid. Didn't end up getting that pole position in qualifying, but boy, he sure gave it a run here tonight. He had the race lead for a large portion of this race, and Superman's strategy just played out a little bit stronger than Kilt's here tonight, and the Kilt was closing in. Gap was under 2 seconds at the end of the race there, but get across that checkered flag here in second place. And this was a battle of new technology versus old technology between yourself and Superman here tonight at the end of the race. I gotta tell you, talk about how you're trying to chase that older version car down, and of course just talk us through your race tonight. You had great pace, you looked good out there, and definitely looked like you felt comfortable here at Monza as well.
Well, it's been a minute, but I'm back. Yeah, it was an interesting race where I had no strategy really. And when it came to that last lap chasing Superman, I was like, "Oh, I'm watching time go down, watching time go down. Come on, come on, come on!" I was getting so close, so close. And that's from taking one extra lap of fuel that I took as safety and kind of worked against me in a way. But oh well, there's next week. Going to St. Croix.
That's right, and I do know that DDR Kilt is a big fan of Saquon A, so I'm sure he's kind of looking forward to this race a little bit because he's got that track recognition under the belt here already. But that's next week's race. We're talking about this week's race, so you didn't get ideally the result you were hoping for. Obviously, last week in round 8, as you were closing in on Superman here as well in the championship point standings, kind of put you down a little bit there. But a really great race finish here tonight, and that's going to crawl you kind of back right up into that battle for the top spots in the podium podium overall heading into next week. So, I guess what's your game plan here? What's the game plan for next week? Obviously, you're a little bit confident with the track. What's the regiment over the next 6 7 days here to prepare yourself for a double points round?
Well, I'll be working a lot throughout the week, so I won't get much practice in. But game plan come race day, it's flat out. It's the last race. I'm giving it all I've got, and hopefully the recognition will come into play, and I'll get up to that top and maybe get the points that I need to take the win. Never know, right?
Absolutely. And we've seen several great races out of you here all season long, of course. And I mean, you so close to the podium so many times, and you just always seem to make that little bibble or that little bobble in the corner on Exeter. You just catch a little bit too much curb on the throttle, and it seems to just cost you a little bit of time in each race, and it ultimately is kind of what's kept you off the podium consistently here tonight. Definitely not the case. Are you really happy with how your race round for 50 minutes at Monza went? It looked fairly mistake free.
Yeah, I was quite impressed. I was looking at my times, and it was literally 150s all across the board, and usually close knit together. So I was proud on the fact I kept it consistent the whole time, and that's basically the only true game plan I got is keep it consistent, stay out of the walls, and don't
Absolutely.
hit anybody, of course.
And I mean, early on in the race, I mean, it wasn't simple for you either. You managed to find yourself around Team Rad's TDC there, our pole sitter, fairly early on. I think it was just early into lap one there, midway through lap one, you found yourself around the Dodge Viper driver there. But then you really had a great battle for, I would say, the first stint and a good part of the second stint there with the Icer Diabolus Porsche driver there. I mean, how was that battling with that driver? You guys were really battling hard and swapping those positions around, sector through sector, and it looked extremely clean and decisive. So, I mean, talk us through that battle early on in the race between you two.
Well, racing with Icer so many times, I've gotten used to the way he drives, so I can trust him next to me, and I can push a little harder and not have to worry type deal. That's what I like about all these guys. They're all good drivers, and they're aware of what's going on around them. So it makes it interesting racing, and hopefully makes it an interesting show for you.
Oh, absolutely. There's always a great show. Hey, everybody at home watching, absolutely great show here from the AMS. Just missing a couple drivers on track here tonight, but 10 drivers on the track, that kind of opened up the racetrack a little bit for the driver field here today too. So, a little bit of extra clean air and a little bit of extra room on the racetrack. You think that helped provide for such a great race we saw here tonight?
Possibly, but you can put 14, you can put. I wish we could put 20 on the track, honestly, but I find that all these guys race hard and tend to have a clean race all the time. I've never had a complaint yet. So next week will be the final race, and I'm expecting a good hard race again from everybody, especially Icer and them.
Absolutely.
Icer, Superman. I expect the best out of you.
Well, I think he's going to get it. Apex Racing Superman, who we're just going to go talk to here in a minute's time, definitely looks focused. But we'll get to him in just a second's time. I mean, really great racing from you. You've been like I said, racing strong all season long. Had to step away for a couple of seasons here, and you're back out, being able to race full time, and you're looking real sharp on the racetrack. So, I guess with that being said, any final remarks you'd like to add to your race here tonight, and any show that you want to throw to the fans watching at home?
Well, the race was a fun one, like always. I'm going to have fun making little video clips out of that, like I always do, and taking pics, which I'm glad that I got such great drivers to get this footage from, right? And I'd like to thank you the most. You put this on, you're here for us, all the work you do and everything. People don't realize like how much time you spend and effort you put into all this so we can have that 50 minutes of adrenaline rush. And thank DDR and all the boys that created the series and stuff. Thank all the drivers, of course, like all the way down. And my biggest shout out is to Superman. Happy birthday, buddy. And it's a blast racing up against you. Wait till next week. We'll do it all over again.
Absolutely, and very well said, Kilt. And well, maybe we'll be talking to you here again next week at the end of the season and talking about maybe a potential top 3 finish on the season here for you as well at the end of that race next week. But we'll let you get back to that clubhouse and go celebrate with the peeps and enjoy that second place finish. It was definitely hard earned here this evening.
Yes, sir. Thank you all. And, don't quit, don't stop. You can make it to the top. I'm showing that you can do it once in a while.
Absolutely. Great racing as always. We appreciate you.
Thank you, sir. Have a good one, all.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the man of the hour, the birthday boy. Oh, happy birthday. Of course, first and foremost, my guy. And, well, when we think about birthday presents, especially as we get older, ladies and gentlemen, you're always trying to figure out what you want. As adults, we don't really want much. We just want to be seen there, spending time with our family, our children, maybe our favorite pets, maybe sit down to our favorite movie and just have a chill night. But this man decided to get himself on a racetrack in a car that doesn't belong on a track with 20-year younger cars and showing these guys why this car was a dominant car in his time and still remains dominant 20 years later in that 99 Nissan GTR. Mr. Apex Sim Racing Superman, absolutely fantastic race from you here tonight. You had a slightly different strategy. You were pitting a little bit earlier than everybody else. That got you out front here at the end of the race, and a little bit of fuel management and a great pace here tonight got you a massive race win and really helping you lock down a good points cushion from J-Set leading into finale round, of course, for that championship you've been chasing all season. I mean, great racing from you. Congratulations, and talk us through your night, my guy.
That was crazy, man. Turn 1, lap 1. We were kind of going 3 wide there. I got back on the power a little early. Found myself sitting backwards on the track. Everybody driving past me, and got her whipped around. And after that, it was game on. I was head down. It's my sole goal was to pass everything but the gas station, man. I mean, pedal down, focus up, and the strategy played a big part into it with the undercut. I've seen the pros do it. I've seen the pro-ams do it. So at that point in the race, I was like, I really ain't got much to lose. Let's go ahead and give it a crack and see if it sticks. And I'd say she stuck pretty good, man.
Absolutely. And, a good clean race start from all the drivers here tonight. Of course, yourself saying you got yourself into a little bit of early trouble there and had to pick up that recovery wheel. But, the best time to do that essentially really is in the first lap, because you know that the whole pack is they're kind of accordioning it up, and they're having to slow down and check up for each other as they get through these corners, nose to tail, side by side. So that's going to allow you just to get back on your loud pedal and start to drive back up to the pack. And that was actually the case there. By the time you guys got into Ascaria, we seen you close right back up on the back of the pack, and then boy, you really just didn't waste any time. I mean, it looked like you were just taking names and not asking any questions on that racetrack tonight. Everything you did out there was decisive, it was precise, and it was very quick and efficient. And I mean, ultimately the end result of the reason why you're here sitting in first place tonight. But I mean, talk about some of those battles on the racetrack. When navigating the traffic, then you have to take that pit stop. Fuel is obviously a massive concern here in the race this week. And I mean, like you said, everything but the gas station. So talk us about how you're planning for your strategy, knowing that fuel is going to be such a big issue, especially in this older technology car.
Since I pitted early, I'm fumbling over words here, I apologize, but wanted to get off the hards probably like around lap 5. The spin pushed that back a lap, so I came in on 6. Then once I threw the softs on for that middle stint, I knew I was going to be coming back in. I had a 3-stop strategy in mind, so I didn't fill the tank up. I kept it kind of light on the soft tires. Then the big push for fuel was on that last stop, because I came in light, and I knew since I pitted early, I'm going to need 7 laps. So that was mainly that's where I think won it was on the strategy, keeping the fuel light on the middle stint, and just playing it as it goes, man. I mean, that last lap, Kilty touched base on it at that time was coming down. I started that last lap with 0.8 on the gauge, and going through the first chicane, I was working that fuel map, short shifting, going from map 1 to map 6, bringing it back down to map 1 on the straights. Same thing through the second set of chicanes, bumped it up to map 6 through the chicanes. Once I got going, dropped it down to 1. So it was just really just working that map and short shifting it. I know I had a little bit of gap to play with. I think it was like 7.5 seconds, 8 seconds. So luckily I had a buffer there. If I hadn't had that buffer, I would have been forced to go flat out, and I think I would have been probably in the same boat as the damn cat. But I was fortunate enough to have that buffer, and I think that's what did it.
Absolutely. And I mean, there was a point in time there near the end of the race. You had about a good, consistent 7-second gap from Kilt, of course, in second place, and Jay in third place. And then, with 2 laps to go, all of a sudden that dropped down to 3.6 seconds. Was that about the point in time that you started to have to worry about fuel saving?
Yeah, because I was looking at it when I started with 2 to go. I looked down and I saw like 1.8. I was like, oh boy, I don't think I'm going to have enough. So as soon as I started 2 to go, that's when I started the fuel save mode and started burning that gap. I didn't want them to get inside 2 seconds because that doesn't take much at that point. Me hit a curb wrong, me get a bad exit, and they're in slipstream, and next thing I know, I'm under attack. But them boys out there on track drove top class tonight. Everybody on the grid, from Kilty, J-Set, Damn Cat, Icer, Reese, Salas, Pedro, them boys kept it nice and tight all race. I mean, it's a shame, man. We should that their podium ain't big enough for all of us, because they all deserve a tip of the hat to them.
Absolutely, and really, we appreciate that. We respect that. I mean, this man absolutely drove the lights out of this racetrack here tonight, and deserves all the spotlight for this great race win. And here he is, throwing those compliments down to the competitors that he's racing against, trying to take a championship away from, ladies and gentlemen. That is why Roving Island World Tour 2 is so great. This community we have here, racing in the series, I mean, they care about each other, their family, their brothers outside of the racetrack, in behind the scenes. These drivers practice together, even though they're competitors and fighting for that same title at the end of the season as top dog in the class. They're always together. They're always working hard together. And do you really think that helps provide for such a good, close, tight, clean racing that we see throughout the season?
Yeah, kind of yes and no. I mean, yeah, we're all buddy chummy during practice throughout the week, but you could bet your bottom dollar once that green flag drops, we're gunning for it, man. I mean, because we're competitors at heart. I mean, we try to race each other hard and respectfully and clean. And I'm pretty sure I could say I wouldn't want nobody to give me a position, just like I wouldn't give anybody else a position. Every position's on these tracks is earned, not given, and that's the way it should be. But outside of race day, you won't find a tighter group of guys.
Absolutely, and I mean, as we continue to grow and we continue to gain more drivers, the family just continues to grow, and ultimately, at the end of the day, really the whole driving community benefits from that, because there's just that many more drivers and racers and fans out there, passing along that information and helping with tips and tricks, and like I said, jumping on track and spending a few minutes with a competitor just to help them figure out something that they're struggling with, and that really does what kind of makes it great at the end of the day. But the pressure, I mean, we touched base a little bit off broadcast in between round 8 and round 9 in the paddock here while you guys were testing and tuning that car this week, and we touched base a little bit about how you're feeling, how you're handling the pressure. You got a very small margin coming into tonight's race, and I thought we had a pretty good talk about that. So let's touch base on that one more time, okay? You came in, you had a goal, you knew you needed to try and open up that points gap a little bit. Mission succeeded here in race number 9. Big race win on the birthday too, which is fantastic. So now you got a little bit more of a cushion heading into round 10. But with that being said, of course, round 10 is a double points round. So what is the thought process getting ready for round number 10? And how are you managing the pressure now going into round 10, say, compared to last week to this week?
I just got to keep telling myself, you got to keep it fun. Don't look at the golden prize at the end of it. Just take it race by race. last week I was in my head a little bit. These things, like, it's 95% mental, man. You could really botch your race before the drop of the green flag if you're not in the right headspace. So it is very adamant to have the proper headspace going into this, and you got to have confidence. You got to trust your skills, and you really got to believe that you are the baddest thing on four wheels when you set out on the track against your competitors. Because if you don't, you'll find yourself making little mistakes. Those little mistakes compound. Then you start getting in your head even more, and it just compounds from there. But and preparations, getting ready for next week. It's gonna be rinse and repeat. Get with the team, get with some of these other boys on track, get these practice lobbies fired up, and just work at it. That's the best we could do. Is just show up every day and work, man. You got to clock in to get that paycheck. And that's what I've been doing all season. That's what I need to continue to do to give me the best opportunity I can to win this championship.
Well, you're definitely looking in good shape right now as we head into, of course, our last week of racing next week at St. Croix. And, just congratulations. Great racing. We've been watching you grow as a racer over several seasons here from GT45 Gaming and, of course, DDOT and DMJ and the whole great organization that sends these amazing championships down to us here. And, it's your time. It's there. It's in your grasp. Go get it, man, for sure. It's been a lot of fun watching the improvement from not just Superman, but all our racers on the track. We have some new faces here this season, but we've got a lot of returning faces this season as well. And we've been very fortunate to watch these drivers grow as racers, learn as racers, and grow as individuals. And Superman is no exception. He has worked hard over several seasons to get himself into a position now where he is fighting at the top of the level in his division. So, just keep your nose at it and keep pushing at it because, the hard work is paying off. That seat time is paying off, and you really bit off a big challenge this season by taking such an old race car. And, you were up to the challenge, and you got one more week to lock it in. So, congratulations. And, the whole driving community is proud of you seeing what you've done here so far this season. And I'm sure that there is lots of fans out there rooting for you to bring it home next week. But, with that being said, I guess I'll leave you with the floor. Any final regards you want to throw out there on your race here tonight, and any shout outs you want to send out there to the viewers at home?
I appreciate shout out to the boys on track tonight, everybody getting together, doing this thing. Big shout out to you, Timmy. Just like Jay Set and Kilty touched on, I don't think the people actually understand what you do behind the scenes, how much time you put in. I could equate it to almost having another full-time job. So you're pulling 80 hours a week between your regular job and doing this as a hobby. I mean, so we really appreciate you. I'd like to give a shout out to the boys back at the Apex Clubhouse. Gutted for Heathen. I know this is one of Heathen's favorite tracks. It's kind of bummed he didn't get to finish the race out. He had that AMG sitting in a decent spot, looking to do something good tonight. And apparently the engine let loose on that thing, and they had to pull it behind the wall. But thanks to the missus holding down the fort while I do this. And just a big shout out to everybody watching, and thanks for having me, and just thanks for everybody that's helped me along the way, because it has been a long, hard fought road to get to where I'm at now. Like, there's been times where I was like, man, this practice, all this practice, and it makes you think, well, there ain't nothing to show for it. But the progression is so gradual that you just can't look at it as instant. It's definitely a gradual thing. Rome wasn't built in a day, and you just got to keep at it, man. Keep your head down, and like Kilty says, don't quit, don't stop till you reach the top. And well, here we are. And another thing I'd like to say is this first league race win, man. I'm always a bridesmaid, never a bride, but tonight I will gladly say I do.
That's right. We have had you at the podium here, but it hasn't been in the top of the podium fashion, has it yet?
No, sir.
Well, there we go. Congratulations tenfold for your first career race win here as well, my man. I didn't even think of that coming into the interviews. So thanks for touching on that one for us. We appreciate that. But yeah, no, huge congratulations on the birthday yet too, man. Bittersweet.
Thank you, Timmy. Well, I bid you adieu. Appreciate everything you do, and you take care, my friend.
Absolutely, and well, I can hear the Apex Clubhouse from all the way across the racetrack, so you better get down there and go celebrate with that team, because I can hear them chanting your name right now. So, congratulations, and enjoy the rest of your evening, my guy. We really appreciate you taking this time to come and chat with us.
Yes, sir. You as well. Appreciate you, Tim.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, what an interview from three very great race car drivers, and so professional, so professional. It's a big moment for Superman tonight. First professional league career league win for him out of any league racing. I didn't even notice that, so it's extra congratulations for that. And he does it on his birthday. That's pretty awesome. And I mean, it's been a tough season this season. For the drivers, the game condition has really put some struggles on, of course, for some of the racing weeks here as well. We've had to postpone a week due to those things. There's always a little bit of stuff that happens throughout a season that just puts wear and tear and stress on not on everybody that's involved, right down from the people that are operating and running it, right down to the people that are putting on the show on screen for everybody, and the drivers and their crews and behind the scenes. And all that stuff that happens every season, it's always made worthwhile when you have such a great community like we have here in North America with our sim racers, because they're just so humbled all the time. They're caring, they support each other, and it just, it really makes for a tough season, and all the work really does make it worth it. And we see a lot of special moments throughout these leagues. We see a lot of firsts, and this season has been no exception to that. We have seen a lot of firsts this season. We've seen a lot of first podiums. We've seen a lot of first ever compete league races, and we've seen some very first ever career wins for several of our drivers this season. And that by itself really does make it all worthwhile, because you get to hear the happiness in their voice when they're talking to you on the podium, and you get to see the smile on your face. Knowing that, they've worked so hard and have been rewarded for that hard work, even if it's just one time out of 1,000 races. But that one time is that drive, is what continues to keep the drivers pushing harder and faster and learning more. And tonight's no exception, Superman has come a very long ways, and there has been times where he's not wrong, where he's been struggling. And to see him one race away from his first championship is huge for a driver. So, we're wishing him the best. He's got a tough field of drivers that are definitely trying to take that away from him. That being in DDR, Kilt, and J-Set specifically, as they are right there in earshot of stealing that away from him. But he really came in strong tonight. He did what he needed to do. He got the race win. He packed in some points. And we're going to see what happens at St. Croix next week from the SAM class. It is going to be a doozy. It is all on the line. Nothing is decided here. We cannot crown anybody. We do not have any official champions. We don't have an official second, third place finisher. Nothing here in this division. This goes down to next week's race and what happens on the racetrack for a full hour around St. Croix, and I'm just absolutely thrilled. This AM class has lit the stage up week in, week out to start our racing week off for now 9 straight weeks. And they're going to bring in a fire finale here for us to start off finale week next week. I assure you of that. So get your drivers picked, ladies and gentlemen. Get your favorite one slotted in, because at 9:15 p.m. Eastern Time next Monday night, our AM division comes out to crown themselves a champion and settle a very long racing season one final time on the tarmac, just like it should be. Much love to the drivers, the admin staff, the officials, the stewards, to DDR, D.90, amazing provider of this series. This has been a spectacular series. The mixture of the endurance racing and the sprint racing has provided some really great action. It keeps it spicy, it keeps it moving, it keeps the drivers on their toes, because it is two styles of racing. You have a hectic, chaotic, you got to make up time as quick as you can in these short races kind of racing, and then you've got slow, patient, smart, strategical, methodical thinking in these endurance races and has really put all of our drivers this season to the test. And boy, have they responded. You know, that's all you can ask for as an organizer and a host, is that the drivers come out, they have fun, and they put on a good show for themselves, and they have done exactly that all season long. We appreciate the drivers. We can't do it without the drivers, and we appreciate everybody hanging out watching with us as well all night long, lighting up the chats, absolutely enjoying the commentary action and the racing action on the track. And it's not going to be any different. We got our pro division tomorrow night. It's our usual Tuesday scheduled programming here, and they're going to try their luck out here at the Temple of Speed, and that will be live again, like I said, at 9:15 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow night. And that'll be right here on GT's 45 Gaming Facebook and YouTube channels. The standings are close all across the board here, so nothing is up. Nothing is to be taken for granted here in round 9 this week from all our divisions. Every position, every mistake, every miscue is going to count. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all. Thanks for stopping in. And just absolute legends, every single one of you. Whether you're just in the chatting, or you're just sitting at home watching quietly, it all matters, and we really do appreciate it. We got Nolander and Nick Brewster coming in with the likes as well on the stream. We're going to do a quick little catch up here. Superman! We got Bo Walters, we had Aaron Benson, Anthony Saloom, Stephen Walters, Anthony Saloom with the share as well, Carissa Reeves with the heart, like on the stream, Cody Brown with the like on the stream, we had Rigo with the heart on the stream, we got Daniel coming in with the like on the stream, we definitely missed that one, Clarissa coming in with the 50 star bomb, which we definitely appreciate that extra support, Rigo coming in with that share, TDC Gaming with the heart, and Egon with the heart on the stream, is Cody B coming in with that like, Nick coming in with that like, Nolander Gaming coming in with the heart, Chris Reeves coming in with the heart, and the share on the stream, and that is just over on Facebook. We appreciate everybody over there on YouTube as well, all those likes and shares. We really do hope that you all enjoyed round 9 here this week, and if you did, stay tuned tomorrow, because we got more action coming here from our top division. What kind of times are they going to put down here at the Temple of Speed, and what kind of strategies are we going to see them play out compared to our AM division here this evening? 5 races to go, and we're crowning 3 champions here this season, ladies and gentlemen. It's all coming to an end. It's been hard work, it's been hard fought, and it's been a great season here so far. So, on behalf of course, D-Dot Racing, DDR, the presenters and providers of this amazing series here in North America, myself, GT45 Gaming, and our administration staff behind the scenes, and of course, to all 48 registered drivers, whether they're competing still or not, we appreciate everything you guys have all done. Blaine coming in with that thumbs up on the stream. We appreciate you, my guy, as well. And we're going to have some great racing action here for the next couple nights, and then a big finale night here next week. So we'll see you all soon. We appreciate y'all. Remember, you all matter. Mental health is a real thing, ladies and gentlemen, and don't think you're alone. If you are struggling with something in life, my door is always open. Ask anybody in this chat right now. They will tell you the same thing. I'm here to listen. I might not be a professional. I might not be able to give you perfect advice in life, but I listen really well, and I will be there for as long as you need, as it takes to try and help you get through what you're getting through. And if I'm not here, one of those great community members here at the Winner's Circle will be willing to step in and do exactly the same thing. So that is really important. Don't hold it in. Talk to somebody. Take somebody you trust in the community and just cry on their shoulder for a few minutes. Get it off your chest. It'll help you feel better. True story. We're always here for everybody in the community. Secondly, stay winning. What does that mean exactly? Some of you may be asking that. You hear that come out of my mouth all the time. What does stay winning mean, Ghost? Let me tell you what stay winning means to me, and what it's intended to mean is no matter how hard things get, no matter how down you may feel, even if you feel like there's no fix, there's no solution, there's nothing that can fix what you're going through, stay winning means one thing. Put your nose down, keep pushing forward, because tomorrow is a new day. We love y'all, and we'll catch you on the next one.